And welcome to the Back to Blighty podcast. My name is Becky and I'm joining you from the south coast of the UK, where I live with my partner, our son, and our two house rabbits, Lenny and Myrtle. And hopefully you will have seen a bit of footage of them both running around the garden. Last time I had quite a few comments saying that they hadn't seen the bunny, but they are fine. And they've just been chilling out really, going out in the garden occasionally now because the weather has really changed here in Blighty. It's got quite wet and windy, and bunnies don't like to go out when it's raining. So they're just cozied up at the moment, and hopefully they're going to sleep while I record this. I hope you're all keeping very well. This is a podcast all about knitting, and today I've got some sewing to show you as well. So I've been busy with my needles, both knitting and sewing. But I will do the sewing a little bit at the end for anyone who's interested. Just also wanted to say thank you so much for all your lovely comments on my last podcast. It was so lovely, and I haven't answered any of them because I'm a really bad podcaster. The reason for that is because we went down with COVID and we were quite poorly, and then it just got over the 500 comment mark and I just got quite overwhelmed. So I have read them all. I'm going to go back and like them all, but I probably won't comment to everyone unless there's a question or something that needs answering. So apologies for that, but thank you so much. It was a lot of fun and it was so lovely to hear from you. Right, blathering already. Look, I've got a microphone. I've had a few comments about the background noise, and my fridge freezer, which is there, makes an awful lot of noise. It likes to talk quite loudly sometimes, and I thought actually I'm going to try a little microphone and see if that helps to kind of drown that out. I can't hear it, it's not very loud, but my other microphone just seems to pick everything up. So I'm hoping that this one will just focus more on my voice and not what's going on around me. So I feel like a proper podcaster, a proper professional. Okay, let's get on to the knitting because I know that's why most of you are here. So I have got 4 finished objects today, so that's pretty good. So let's make a good start. So last time I was working on my Brambleberry socks, which I showed you. I think I had done one. The yarn is unknown, but this is a lovely pattern by This Handmade Life, and I'll show you a close-up. I haven't got my sock blockers on today. There we go, that's focusing. It's this lovely sort of trellis pattern. In this gorgeous yarn that is blowing out. It's much more plum aubergine than that. But I finished those, really love them, looking forward to wearing them now. And I don't think I've got another pair of shorty socks. I think this is my only pair. I did make a pair before, years ago. But yeah, my first pair of shorties. So I'm looking forward to seeing how I get on with those. But a really lovely pattern, really quick to knit up. Very simple lace, and I'm not the world's sort of greatest lace knitter. I can't do intricate lace. I don't have the focus for it, and in my mind I know what I'm doing. I don't need to look at the instructions, but I really like these. Love how they've turned out. So that's the first finished object. The second finished object I haven't actually got a picture for, and it's a pair of DK socks for my friend Sally. I showed a bit of them in my last podcast. I'll pop a picture up here if I have them. I use the Comfy DK socks by Handworks, which I've used several times. They've been posted off. She's got them. She loves them. So yeah, so they're off the needles, out of the house. So that's good. Right, the next project I've got is a bralette, and I wanted to try the framework bralette, which is patterned by Jessie Maid, and I finished it. So this is a lovely, lovely pattern. The yarn that I used is Herkle Durkle by Lay Family Yarn, and that was done in collaboration with Gayna from the Gayna Jane podcast, and also Tales from Cuckoo Land. So I used Herkle Durkle, which is this pink, and it's got these lovely flecks of colour in there. It's gorgeous. And then this mini was also Gayna's colourway. So she dyed this when we went to the Lay Family retreat. Is it last October? I think it was. And I piled that up. And I know that she has actually kind of refined this colourway, and I know that Kelly from Lay Family Yarn was selling it in their shop, but I can't remember the name of it. If I remember, I will pop it on screen. So yeah, so I piled them up and I made this framework bralette. It fits so beautifully. It's a lovely, lovely pattern. I'm going to make more of these, especially, you know, when you're out walking. I don't know about you, but I get really chilly around the chest area. So this is going to be lovely. There's plenty of stretch. I can't remember what size I did. It will be on my projects page on Ravelry. But I am usually a 34B, so I'm not big up the top anyway. But this fits me absolutely lovely, and the yarn is so soft. So yeah, looking forward to wearing that. It's actually worked inside out, so you knit it the other way and then you flip it towards the end so that you can do the kind of V's for the cups. Yeah, very, very happy with that. I do hope I'm not knocking this microphone, because otherwise I'm going to have to start again. Right, okay. So the final finished object that I have is another pair of socks, and these were made using thread and yarns, hand-dyed yarn. It's all naturally dyed yarn, and this was in the Musk Mallow colourway, and this pattern is the Guernsey sweater socks, which is in a sock set from Summer Lee, in her Hello Sailor sock set, and I absolutely love them. Look at the beautiful definition on those cables. This is just the perfect combination. So this yarn is 100% wool. I think it's Corriedale, but don't quote me on that. But the definition on that is just gorgeous. Look at that. Love them. And my dad would really like to have a pair of these socks as well. They're really comfy. Yeah, love them. Love the feel of them. I do like 100% wool socks. Something about them. So yeah, looking forward to wearing those. Again, a really simple pattern, and the really clever thing is that these ridges that you have is the only time that you do anything, you do any cables or anything different. Everything else is just plain knitting. So yeah, you literally do 5 or 6 rounds and then something happens, and then for the next 5 or 6 rounds you haven't got to think about it. So it's the perfect kind of watch a movie kind of knitting. Yeah, lovely. Really liked that. I don't think I did anything different. I might have done a afterthought heel that wasn't in the pattern, maybe, because I often do that. But otherwise everything else was the same. But do recommend the pattern. The set comes with several options as well, so it's well worth that little bit of money to get that pattern in your arsenal, shall we say. Okay, I think that's all my finished objects knitting wise, so we'll stick with the knitting and we'll go on to whips. So what have I got for you? I've got another pair of socks. In fact, I've got 2 pairs of socks on the go. I have started my Wigget Socks. You'll be pleased to know, because I know I've been saying on the last few podcasts that I was going to get these on the needle, and I have. So I have finished the first sock. Again, a beautiful design. It's got this kind of baskety weave on the back, these lovely garter panels, and then plain on the front, and they just look stunning. So there you go, there's the front, and then there's the back. Just gorgeous. And this yarn is Wigget yarn by Emma from Eldenwood Craft, who makes lovely project bags. I have one just here. And it's obviously a pattern that was created by the lovely Nancy Wheeler, who has the Knit Sip Happy podcast as well. They both have podcasts. I shall link them both below. Do go and check them out. So this yarn was dyed up specially for us at the last Lay Family yarn retreat, the Woolly retreat. And yeah, it's just perfect. And so Nancy made a pattern to go with the yarn, and that's how the Wigget socks were born. But yeah, really love them. I am on the second one. Got this far, so I think I'm just another repeat or so off of the heel turn. But I'm absolutely loving knitting these. Again, really mindless. Again, really, really simple. It looks intricate, but Nancy has a way of creating a sock that looks like, you know, you're quite what's the word? Not experienced. Anyway, she makes it look tricky, but it's not. It's really, really simple. So yeah, so they're coming on really nicely. Okay, let's do something a bit different. Let's do sweaters or cardigans. Right, so I'm still working on my Cheery cardigan, which is a pattern by Kate Davies, and it's coming on really, really well. I have got to the steeks on the armholes, and I've just done those. So this is where we are at the moment. This is the steek for the front of the cardigan. And then if I turn it to the side, if I can find it, there's a little hole there, and that's my steek for the sleeve. So yeah, so it's coming on. I'm really trying not to hit this microphone. It's coming on really, really well, and I'm really enjoying it. But it has been on the back burner for a little bit because of my other project, but I will come back to it. It's knit out of woolly knit, British 4-ply in Mull. I always struggle with this, in Mulhaken, and We County Yarns in their mini balls, and this is the colour Hawthorn. So yeah, so that's sort of going to be tinking along in the background, which is fine. That was the plan. But as I said, I've kind of got a little bit sidetracked with my other jumper that obviously is living in my Elderwood Craft with bunnies on bag. Right, okay, let's go to the next one, which is in my Hide and Hammer bag, and this is my Saskie jumper. And I started this, I think I just started the neck last time, and I have made significant progress on this. So let me get it out of the bag, pop that over there. Right, okay. So this is a pattern by Saskie & Co, and it has bunnies on it. So this is where I'm up to. Isn't it just gorgeous? It is glorious. So it's got these lovely bunny rabbits on the front. I have done one sleeve. I'm on the rib of the second sleeve, and I just have the body to go. So yeah, it's fantastic, isn't it? Isn't it gorgeous? So this yarn is, oh, getting in a tangle. This yarn is Jameson Smith Supreme Jumper Weight in white and shoal knit. It's the natural colourways, but it's just absolutely beautiful. It's got a bit of a halo to it, actually. I don't know if you can see that halo, but yeah, absolutely gorgeous. It is going to look wonderful, and I'm really, really excited to get that off the needle. So as I said, I'm going to finish the cuff and then it's just straight round around knitting. I'm going to do it a little bit cropped because I wear high-waisted jeans a lot. Yeah, it just makes sense for me to do it a little bit more cropped. But I absolutely love how this is knitting up. It's just gorgeous. Very, very easy. The only thing I'm a little bit nervous about is that there is no short row shaping at the back of the neck. And I was thinking, have I made a great error in not doing any? The pattern doesn't say anything about it. It just does some short rows for bust shaping, which I don't really need. But it doesn't do anything for the back of the neck. And I was knitting through this colourwork thinking, oh, should I just have done it? And then I was like, no, trust the process, process. And actually, it's sitting really nice. And that's why I kind of went onto the sleeves first, because I wanted to make sure that it was sitting correctly. And it seems to be lovely. So we shall see. I just hope it's not one of those jumpers that you're constantly like grabbing the neck of. But if it is, then I'll just take the neck off and work it upwards and put some short rows in. But yeah, how gorgeous. This makes me so happy. Love it. Okay, I'm going to pop that over there so I'm not clanking needles around the place. Okay. Right, I think I've got one more whip to show you. Again, living in another Elderman Craft bag. And this is a pattern that I've kind of made up myself with the help of a book. And I showed you this book last time. It's The Doodle Directory by Jamie Lomax. It's a lovely book. It's just basically got lots and lots of... it's my post-its there, so lots and lots of charts in there, and you can use a formula and make your own sock. So I have done one sock, and here it is. How lovely is that? This is Exmoor sock by John Arbon. I can't remember the colours, but basically it's like a dark green, an orange, and I think the grey is called Mizzle. I remember that bit. So I have done some squirrels and some leafy designs and some pumpkins. And yeah, I absolutely adore it. Now I went for the 72 stitch, I think it was, circumference, because I wanted to use a small needle. I wanted to stick to having a small needle. And then after the colourwork, I then decreased down to 64. And they fit so beautifully. I'm so, so happy with them. They feel lovely. Honestly, it's another addiction. I really, really like them. I have started the second sock. So I am going to have a pair. I've got to get these done because it's going to be winter soon and autumn will be done and they're autumn socks. But, you know, I will be wearing these in the spring, I'm sure. But I'm having a lot of fun making these. So loving the colours. As I said, I've got this lovely orange, green, and then the white. But yeah, I haven't got the labels in my bag. So I basically, because I bought a box load, you will have seen my big box load on my... Sorry, I just touched the microphone. Hope you're not listening with your headphones because that would have been really loud. Yeah, because they were in a big box, I just clipped all the labels together and left them in the box. So I don't know what they are. But yeah, you can go on last times if you want to find out. So yeah, loving those. I'm quite motivated. I haven't picked these up actually in quite some time. And I'm now quite motivated after seeing them. So yeah, they're going really, really well. Okay, what have I got? Should we talk acquisitions? I've got a few acquisitions this time. I decided that I wanted to kind of change my colour palette a little bit. So I tend to stick to quite earthy tones. As you can see, I think everything's brown, apart from this one pair of socks. I think everything's like a browny kind of tone. So I decided to sign up to Beehive Yarn's Season Spell Yarn Club. And she does a really kind of affordable way of doing it. You can choose what base you want, you can choose what size of skeins you want. But every month she sends you like a reminder that did you really want to pay for this month or did you want to opt out, which is great, you know, because sometimes you sign up to things, don't you? Then you completely forget. So I thought, well, it'd be really nice to kind of just see what's sent and work. And I know that anything that Beehive does is going to be absolutely beautiful. Anyway, of course, I've got an autumnal tone, so I've got more brown. But how gorgeous are these? Now, this is September's club, so you will have got this a long time ago. And this is the Barbarella Silver Sparkle. So I've got 50 grams of each on this beautiful, this is like a bit more chestnut than that, but aren't they just gorgeous? And I just wanted to be a bit inspired, you know, to have some things in my stash that I pick up and think, yeah, that's the pair of socks for me. These are going to be cast on fairly soon, I think, because they are just gorgeous. But it is getting to that time of year, isn't it, where I start thinking about gift knitting. Can I mention the C word? Let's not. But you know what I mean. So they might stay like this for a bit longer. I have got another one coming. I've just had the email through to say, do you want to sign up? I was like, yeah. So I have got another set coming, again on the sparkle sock, because, you know, a bit of sparkle's nice. The other thing I got is I got two, my label's under the tripod. I might have to shove you out the way, bear with. Okay, so I got some Malabrigo sock yarn, and these are very different. Look at those. Aren't they lovely? This one has got this gorgeous bluey purples in. Absolutely stunning. And this is called Wales Road. There you go. Wales Road. And then I also got the red, which is, I was going to say celery because it's backwards in the screen, cerise, in this lovely glorious red, which is just a tonal red. It's not got quite as many colours as this. And this again is 100% wool yarn, just superwash merino, but it is for socks. It is so soft, it is lovely. Part of this skein has already been spoken for. My dad wants a pair of these socks in this yarn. So I will be making those for him, but it is just beautiful. And the reason I got this again is it's really affordable, but also it's really hard wearing. I made a pair of tin can knit socks, the Winding Way socks, when Jack was on his way up to his interview for Newcastle University. And I was knitting on a pair of socks, and it was out of this yarn. And I have literally, in the last week, actually only just thrown them out. I threw them on the compost heap because they're 100% superwash, 100% wool. And yeah, they have lasted the test of time. They're soft, but really, really durable. So yeah, Wool Warehouse. Got them from. Okay, is there anything else knitting wise? No, I think that's it. Okay, shall we talk sewing? So for those of you that have been with me for many a year, you all know that when I started the Back to Blighty podcast, I sewed my wardrobe, you know, sewing clothes, and I've sewn for a long, long time since I was a child. And I fell out of love with it, and knitting took over. But I kind of just all of a sudden felt inspired to start some hand sewing. And I have again become hooked on hand sewing. So I wanted to finish a project that I've had on the go for quite some time. And I kind of put it away because I did make it for my room of requirement because of the colours. And my room of requirement has since been taken over by my son again. It was always his room, but when he was at university, it became my room of requirement where I did my knitting and my sewing and all that sort of thing. And I think because he came home and I thought, well, he doesn't want this in his room necessarily, I didn't finish it, but I have finished it. So I've been making and you have seen this before, but it was quite some time ago. I was making the Corinne Lapierre Wild Hare hoop. There you go. Now mine looks very different from that. because I went off-piste. And that's what I love about this sort of thing, is just being able to just experiment and go in a whole different direction. So it looks quite different. This is my Hare and I just love it. So I did some ivy going up the sides here with some little blossom flowers and French knots. But as you can see, it's quite different from the original design. But I love it. I think it's so gorgeous. So now that sits in my lounge and I'm very, very pleased with it. I did the face a bit different as well. I kind of felt that this Hare looked a bit angry. So I've done mine a little bit more kind of happy looking because my bunnies are happy. But really liked it, really loved doing it, glad it's finished. And then I was thinking, well, what else can I do? I haven't got any other hand sewing. So I went online and I thought, oh, maybe I'll get another little kit. What do I fancy? And I thought I fancy some embroidery because I really enjoyed doing the stitching on that. So I decided to purchase from Pretty Fabrics and Trims, who are on Instagram. I will link them down below. Their Little Bee needle book kit. And in it, it's got everything you need to make this little needle case and Liberty fabric, which I love Liberty. And inside you get all the instructions, everything. I'm not going to show you too much, but everything's in there that you could possibly need to do this little kit. And I really fancied the hand embroidery. Well, I finished it. Look, how cute is that? My bow's in the way. So you get this lovely bit here that you obviously hand embroider. Then you quilt the back, which I used my machine to quilt. That's the only bit that I did machine piece and obviously putting it together, but obviously that bit's all hand sewn. And then you open it up and inside you've got a space for your needles and your scissors and everything else. How gorgeous is that? You just don't know how much joy this little project gave me. I absolutely loved it. I love the Liberty, I love the colour, I love the delicateness of it, and also the usefulness of it, because I've been doing some other hand sewing and honestly I was losing my needle, couldn't find anything. So this is perfect because I now know that everything is all in this little pouch. It's a little bit wonky in places. I think this pocket is slightly off-piste, but you know, it's mine. Do I care? No, I made that. And yeah, it gave me an awful lot of joy. The only thing with sewing is you get little ends everywhere afterwards, but yeah, love it. Really, really pleased with it. So, and every time I get my sewing out, I feel, oh, I made that, which is really nice. So yeah, so made that. And this is to help me with my other sewing project. So I have started making a English paper piecing, or patchwork that we used to call it when I was a girl, project. Really, I don't know what it's going to be. I think it's going to be a lap quilt, but I'm not sure. But I'm really loving it. So I bought some fabric from, where was it from? The Morris Works quilt shop. And I bought a Liberty fabric roll, jelly roll, I think they call it, in Liberty Tudor Celebrations. I just really liked the colours and thought, yeah, they're nice and fresh and clean. And yeah, so I've been making some lovely little flowers here. I've got quite a few. I've got 5, I think, here. But there's some really gorgeous fabrics. Just beautiful. Love them. And I'm just making these little hexies. I'm glue basting. When I was young, my first sewing project I ever did was a patchwork cushion, and I did it at an after-school sewing club when I was at primary school. I must have been 8, 9, 10 when I did that. And I remember going out with my mum and we chose the fabric, and my mum loved butterflies, and she chose this brown, it was very 70s, sort of like a rich red brown with these white butterflies on, and I made a hexie cushion. And I remember doing it and cutting out all the hexes out of cereal boxes and things like that, and absolutely loving that project. So I haven't done anything like this since then. And it's funny, isn't it, sometimes how you come full circle with a craft that, you know, this brings me so much joy, but also brings me those memories of going out with my mum and, yeah, finding the fabric and being at school and sewing with my friends and all that sort of malarkey. Anyway, I have some more flowers. So I've been making these flowers and I've started joining them together. And this is as far as I've got. Now, there's no rhyme or reason. I'm just sewing them all together. As long as one colour isn't right next to another, then I'm quite happy. So yeah, so this is how we're doing. And it's going to be beautiful. So I think it's going to be a lap quilt. I am going to quilt it. I'm going to hand quilt it. That's the plan. Not the thread. But I am loving this project. It is just beautiful. Lovely. So yes, I've got a few more to sew on, and I will continue making those. That is going to be a long-term project. Taken some of my papers out already. Obviously, I've still got the ones around the edge, but loving it. Loving it. And I've actually got my titty lights out again, because now the evening is getting darker. We've lost an hour. Clocks have gone back, so it gets very dark very early, and so I've had to get my little lights out that go around my neck, so I can see what I'm doing. Yeah, but really enjoying that. So what else have I got? Just a couple of acquisitions, I think. One of them is a book, and it's kind of just, I just saw it and thought, that looks really interesting. It is Seamless Embroidery by Yumiko Higuchi. I'm sorry if that's not how you pronounce your name, but yeah, Seamless Embroidery. There are some stunning projects in here. Just gorgeous. And kind of my sort of thing. So you get all these lovely patterns and then ideas of what to do with them. And in the back, just so, I mean, look at that. I love this kind of folk art type embroidery. I love that. And then in the back, sorry, got sidetracked. You have all the transfers in there, which is really lovely. I think I'm probably going to get more of her books. I mean, look at this. Look at the chickens in the little basket. How stunning. Just so inspiring. I find this sort of thing really inspiring. Look at that. And they've made a little crown. How beautiful. Can you imagine that though, like on a Christmas table runner? Just be absolutely beautiful. So yes, I do recommend that book, and I'm really excited to delve into that. And the other thing I got was kind of one of those purchases that, just moving everything, was on a whim, because I saw it and thought, I'm going to do that, love that. So I found this in a charity shop. It cost me about £2. And I saw it and thought, I just want to finish that. Just want to finish it. So someone started this embroidery. I'm going to show you the picture, but actually I don't like the way it's been embroidered. Because they've outlined things, and I don't like embroidery where things are outlined too much. So it's this cushion cover. I'm hoping you can see that. But on some of them, like these leaves are outlined. Like, I don't think it's necessary. Anyway, it had been started at the top here. Been started here. And the stitching is okay. There's a couple here, a couple of these bluebells where I'm going to have to undo some of those, I think, just because, yeah, it's just a bit weird. They've gone in like different directions. Can you see? So these ones are all pointing down, and then these ones are like across. And yeah, that doesn't make an awful lot of sense to me. I started down the bottom because I wanted to keep that for a bit and just see the difference in our stitches. So I did this willow down the bottom. So can you see I haven't outlined that? That's just kind of perfect as it is. And I've just started on this daffodil here. But I'm going to do this, and I don't know what I'm going to do with it. It might be a centerpiece. I might cover my rocking chair with it. I might make a cushion. I have no clue. I'm just doing it really for the process. But it costs me like a couple of quid, and I get to finish it, which I'm really excited about. It's come with all of the threads, which I have organised. Believe it or not, I've organised these. And there seems to be enough there. But this is what made me laugh. So with it, I got the paper pattern, the stitch diagram on it, which does tell you to outline things. I'm not going to be doing that. But this bit I thought was really, really funny because look, all the instructions are in old typeface, which just shows me that actually I think you can still get this pattern, but it's been going a while because, yeah, you've got all this old type, which isn't the easiest to read, to be honest with you. So, yeah, so I'm going to do that. Again, another sort of slow project in the background. But yeah, I shall let you know how I get on with that as I go forwards. And yeah, I need to... Sorry, rustling. I need to get another bag for that because that plastic wallet is just pretty awful. Just going to show you my little case. Okay, I think that is about it. I don't know how long we've been going for, but it's been some time. Hopefully I haven't talked too quickly. Other than that, not been doing a great deal really, apart from working. Obviously we had COVID, so that was a bit of a shame. And it's taken a while actually to get over it. And initially I thought it was because of having the Bell's palsy, because it did affect that a little bit. But actually Leon has found that he's still, you know, every now and then not feeling that great, so, or being really tired. So I think it's just taking a while to sort of get out of the system. But I'm back at work now full time, and yeah, it's nice to be back into the swing of things. Not really looking forward to going to work in the dark and coming home in the dark. But, you know, it's that time of year. But I do love cozying up. We had the wood burner on a couple of nights ago, and that was really lovely. And I just thought, this is the best, isn't it? It's almost like forced hibernation, and I love it. We're Morris dancing. We're getting ready for our harvest supper that's coming up, and also Leon and Jack are really busy with the Mama's Play. They perform a Mama's Play on Boxing Day, which is kind of tradition. So they've started that already. So already we're starting to think about Christmas and what's coming up. So yeah. Other than that, life's about the same. The bunnos are good. Lenny was a little bit poorly a few weeks ago, and we think it's because he has arthritis, because he's been on painkiller ever since. He's like a new bunny. He's even been binkying and everything, and he's never done that. So, but he's hopping so much better, and he is much, much happier. So we just need to have him checked out every few months just to make sure he's okay on the medication he's on. But yeah, his quality of life is so much better. And because we rescued them March, I think it was, he's always been a bit slow and a bit kind of like, yeah, not quite as elegant, shall we say, as Myrtle. But it's just so nice to see that actually that's not him, and he's a lot more bouncy than we gave him credit for. So we have two very happy bunnies who are currently snoozing their heads off and living the best life, basically. I want to come back as a house rabbit. I think, you know, be perfect, wouldn't it? Anyway, I'm starting to witter on now. So thank you all for spending a bit of time with me today. If you have enjoyed this video, please give it the thumbs up. And shall we do another emoji for who stayed till the end? What should we have? we're going to have a nice cup of tea. So why don't we have a nice drink, a nice cup of tea, or maybe a glass of wine emoji today. But thank you for spending a bit of time with me, and I will see you in November's podcast. So until then, take care.